I'm with the Victoria Seed Library, and today we're going to talk about seed saving. Now, there are many good reasons for you to start saving your own seed. Not only do you get fresh and free seed every year, but by saving seed from the best plants that grow in your garden, you actually help those plants to adapt to your climate, and they can perform better in each successive growing season. The easiest plants to save seeds from are lettuce, tomatoes, peas, and beans. That's because these are self-pollinating plants, meaning they don't need pollen from another plant to save seed. And these are the ones we're going to cover in today's video. Bean and pea seeds can be saved using the same method. As the pods ripen, you can eat a few, but also leave some on the vine to grow and enlarge, like this one here. Keep it on the vine longer, and eventually it'll shrivel up and turn beige like these pods. At this stage, remove the pods from the vine, bring them inside, and let them dry for another 1 to 2 weeks further. To tell if the seeds are fully dry, open up one of the pods and take 1 or 2 of the beans out. Try and make a mark in the bean or pea using your fingernail. If you can make a mark, it means you need to let the bean dry for another 1 or 2 weeks. If you can't make a mark, it means the beans are totally dry and you can put them in an envelope or jar for next year. For tomatoes, you want to choose the nicest fruits that you have growing. Now you can do this throughout the course of the growing season or all towards the end. Take a tomato, slice it open, and scoop out the seeds and sort of the gel-like substance into a jar. Then add some water, about 2 inches worth, into the jar, and you want to leave a bit of headroom in the jar also. Put a lid on the jar and store it in a place away from sunlight for 3 to 5 days to allow the seeds to ferment. After this time, you'll see that the viable seeds have fallen to the bottom of the jar, and the unviable seeds and extra tomato flesh have floated to the top. Now take some water and pour it into the jar so that you can pour off the extra seeds and gel stuff easily. And do this without losing the seeds at the bottom of the jar. Do this a few times if you have to. Then you can just strain the viable seeds out and put them on a flat surface to dry. Once the seeds are dry, gather them up and put them into an envelope or storage container until next year. For lettuce, you actually want to leave the heads of lettuce in the ground so that they produce a flower stalk. This here's a lettuce plant, and actually you can see how tall the flowers really get. The plant will produce numerous yellow flowers, which eventually turn into dried seeds with little white hairs, kind of like a dandelion. At that point, you have 2 options. You can either pick off the little seed clusters as they ripen, or allow the plant to dry for about 2/3 of the seeds, and then snip the whole stalk off and put it in a paper bag, and bring it inside to dry further for another 1 to 2 weeks. When the seeds are dry, give the bag a shake to allow the seeds to drop to the bottom of the bag. In all of these instances, make sure you label your seeds as well so that you remember what varieties you've saved. There are some general guidelines to keep in mind when you're saving your own seed. The first is to save seed from 6 different plants within one variety. This allows to preserve some genetic diversity within the variety. The second is, although self-pollinating plants don't cross very easily, it's still best to keep different varieties of the same plant a few meters apart, or by some sort of barrier, or you can play with the timing to only allow one variety to flower at a time. The third is to save seeds from the best plants that you grow. Plants with desirable characteristics such as early harvest, good production, cold tolerance, or disease resistant, they pass on these genes onto their seed, and those are the genes we want in the future plants that you sow. The fourth is to make sure you only save seed from open pollinated plants and not hybrids. If you save and then sow seeds from hybrid plants, the resulting plants will not look like the plant that you started with. You can always look up a variety online or check the seed package to determine if it's open pollinated or not. Number 5 is if you're new to seed saving, don't try and save seeds from plants that cross easily. This includes carrots, kale, leeks, and squashes. If you save seed from these plants, you might end up with unexpected and undesirable results. If you're interested in learning more about seed saving techniques, feel free to check out Seeds of Diversity's book, How to Save Your Own Seeds, a handbook for small-scale seed production. Or you can check out the US Seed Savers Exchange site, which is seedsavers.org. Thanks again for joining me today, and happy saving!